Welcome in, guys. Just want to do a quick live stream here this morning. Almost 11:30 already this morning. We have a snow day today, so I got the kids home with me and everything like that. Got about 6 inches of snow outside. About time. Winter's finally here, so the kids are enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it so much, but wanted to talk some Vikings football with you guys. Obviously, not the year we wanted for the Vikings. A lot of injuries and everything like that that we just couldn't overcome. A lot of questions with Kevin O'Connell this year. Everyone thought maybe, he was the issue. In my opinion, he was not. He was not an issue. For me, his play calling at times wasn't the best, but he's still learning. He's been with 4 quarterbacks this year. Had a scheme around Justin Jefferson not being in the offense there for several weeks. It was just a lot. And then kind of a rotating offensive line now towards the end of the year as well, with Brian O'Neill being in and out of the lineup, Ed Ingram missing some games. So yeah, it was just not the year for the Vikings. But I wanted to hop on and just see if you guys had any questions or anything like that. If you want to comment on Twitter, or if you're watching on YouTube, the comments will come through a little bit faster. So if you want to hop over on YouTube, just go to Viked Out, and it will, all one word, it'll pop right up. But I do have a couple burning questions. But at first, I wanted to open the floor to you guys. Any questions that any of you guys had? I know we're going to talk probably a little bit of Kirk Cousins, a little bit of Brian Flores, a little bit of what's going to happen with Danielle Hunter and everything like that. But there's a lot to get to. Obviously, it's Black Monday in the NFL, where head coaches are getting fired. I think Ron Rivera, Arthur Smith was like 12-01 last night. So the Falcons weren't wasting any time. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if anyone requests Brian Flores seeking permission to see if he wants to interview for a head coaching job. But again, just wanted to open the floor. If anyone had any questions, it'll pop up here on the screen, and I will get right to them. If not, we'll just go into my 3 burning questions. But we got about 40-some people here watching. So again, if any of you guys have any questions, just comment below, and I'll get right to them. I guess you guys just want me to talk. I can do that. I guess we'll start here. All right, Brian Flores. Now, I kind of previewed a little bit. Will he stay or will he go? And I tweeted out earlier this morning, I think he's going to stay, to be honest with you. I think there's a better than 80% chance that he's going to stay. Now, I think a lot of these coaches, we finally got one from Sam Mount. KOC is a problem, man. How do you not see that? His play calling is so jumbled. I agree that he has a lot of learning to do yet. The second full year and a freaking carousel in and out with quarterbacks. Pretty much the whole year. When Kirk went down, they were just finally starting to find a stride in the offense. Like, they were playing really good football. They beat San Francisco on that Monday night game. Kirk played lights out, prime time. I think KOC was finally finding a rhythm. And then that Green Bay game, it was pretty much a masterpiece, to be honest, until Kirk went down. I think we were up 24-10 in like the middle of the third quarter. And then Kirk went down and kind of spiraled from there. But his play calling does have some work to do. I agree with that. But he's a great leader, great guy for the locker room. He's going to get better. He calls way too many play actions. Yeah, I guess they do want to figure out play action, because our quarterbacks are way more effective with play action, especially Kirk Cousins. And if we do have a rookie, you really want to use play action because it will open up areas downfield for open wide receivers. But they just didn't establish the run good enough all year long. I think we're a bottom 5 in the NFL in a rush offense, yards per game. I think we're like 91 yards a game or something like that. and go from there. But yeah, they just need to establish a run. If Ty Chandler's the answer, if not, they'll find someone else. But I think Ty Chandler has found a role in this offense. If it is RB1 or RB2, I don't know if they're going to trust him enough to be RB1 heading into next year. But I do think he deserves 5, 6, 7, 8 carries a game because he's really good out of the backfield too, pass catching. He's very explosive, very fast. I think they can use him in this offense. Great head coach. All he needs to do is get rid of his ego and give up play calling. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need to see one more year of KOC. If they do go rookie, he's gonna want to have the play calling. He's gonna want to have control of the play calling if they get a rookie quarterback, because he wants to mold him the way he sees fit. So I don't think he's going to give up play calling duties anytime soon. Ty Chandler's night and day better than Madison. Oh, not even close. Night and day better than Alexander Madison. And to be honest with you, I would not be surprised if Madison is a surprise cut this offseason. That might surprise some people, but I could see it happening, to be honest with you. He just doesn't fit what Kevin O'Connell's looking for in this offense. He's more of a power back. I mean, he can be effective at times, but for 90% of the year, he was just getting blown up in the backfield. His vision is below average. He does not have good vision out of the backfield. Where Ty Chandler, he gets positive yards every single time he touches the football, and that's just really impressive. That's what you need in a running back. So you don't have a 2nd and 12 or a 2nd and 13, or if it's a 2nd and 5 and they run the football and you lose a couple of yards in, you're looking at a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, where Ty Chandler, if he gets the carry on 1st and 10, it's probably going to be at minimum 2nd and 7 the following play. He just doesn't get downhill at all when we need him to be explosive. No, not at all. I agree 100%. He's just not that explosive back. He's more of a power back, but I just feel like with the zone run scheme that we have in place, I just think he doesn't fit what we're looking to do. Thank you, Sam, for those comments, sparking some conversation here. If anyone else has any questions or any comments, don't be afraid to shoot them into Twitter or on YouTube. I will do my best to get them answered. I'll keep checking in. I will go back into my Brian Flores question here on will he stay or will he go? Like I was saying before, I believe he's back. To be honest with you, I think he's back next year, and I think he's going to continue to get this defense better. He did wonders to this defense, to be honest with you, taking over for Ed Donatel. I think he's got the chops. He's got the scheme to figure it out. We just need to get better personnel. The secondary really struggled down the road, and we could not get any semblance of a run or a pass rush going. So I think they need to figure out what are they going to do with Daniil Hunter, and that's another question I have. Bringing back DJ Wanham, he tore his quad or something, just not a good injury. I don't think it was a full tear, but they just need to get better, to be honest with you. In the trenches on the defensive end, they get no interior pass rush. And we're going to talk a lot of draft here coming up anyway. So there's a lot to be had, to be talked about. When it comes to the draft, if the Vikings don't go quarterback, you need to go get a stud defensive lineman in the interior and kind of go from there. But in my opinion, Brian Flores will be back for 2024. I don't see him taking any of these head coaching jobs that are opened up here early in the offseason. Sam also said, what do you think of the O-line? I think they are fake good. I think they are fake good. They're good, but they're inconsistent. Which, yeah, kind of points to them not being that good together yet. Christian Darrisaw, he's pretty damn good left tackle. Kind of struggled at the end of the year. Again, it's hard with a rotating door at quarterback to get into a rhythm. Christian Darrisaw is by far your best offensive lineman. Brian O'Neill got injured again. He had a pretty good year, probably not his best year of his career, but he was still solid. Ed Ingram took a step, but that's probably all he took. He took a step. He was an average guard, probably maybe slightly below average yet, but he wasn't a train wreck. Garrett Bradbury still gets pushed around at center, but he's again an average center. And then Dalton Reisner, really poor in the run game, very, very, very good in the pass block compartment. So yeah, they just need to figure it out and try to, see if it continues to work, because you're not probably going to get rid of Darius Hall. You're probably not going to get rid of O'Neal. You're probably going to give another year to Ed Ingram. Are you going to re-sign Dalton Reisner? What are you going to do with Garrett Bradbury? You just signed him for a 3-year deal. He's probably going to be your center again next year. So just got to continue to get continuity and get a quarterback that's going to play hopefully a full 17-game schedule back there. Sam, we have to bring back Harrison Smith. We have no option. I would love Harry back, but I think it's time. I think it's time to say goodbye. He's either going to retire or he's going to go finish his year out with some Super Bowl contender, or finish his career out with some Super Bowl contender. But he has obviously lost a step this year, and it's sad to say. But Harrison Smith is probably, I'd say it's probably his last year's Viking. So I think they're going to have to figure out that safety spot. Josh Metellus is still under contract. Cam Bynum's still under contract. Lewis Seen maybe looks like a lost cause at this point, but maybe he has a little bit of a comeback. They kind of trusted Theo Jackson every now and then. Jay Ward, the draft pick out of LSU. They have some options. They can bring in another veteran safety if they would like. I don't think I see them doing anything in the draft safety-wise. They took Ward last year, and then obviously the first round pick in Lewis Seen in 2022. So, yeah, I think it's sad to say, but I think Harrison maybe better than 50% chance Harrison is probably gone. It's sad to say. Like I said before, he's been here for 11 years now. So it is what it is. But I got one more here. Actually, I got a couple more. So before we get into who is QB number 1 entering 2024, I just wanted to talk to you guys about That's Badass Wood Art. Luis, he does an amazing job over there, like custom pieces and everything. I got 2 upstairs. I should have brought them down to show you guys. I'll pop up his website here real quick. He does a great job. Just not Vikings. You see in the left-hand corner, Justin Jefferson, gritty over there. He just doesn't do Vikings, like I said. He does custom orders for everyone. He does a fantastic job. Attention to detail is crazy. But like I said, That's Badass Wood Art. It's a Minnesota local company. Code VC15 for 15% off your order. Just follow him at That's Badass MN on Twitter and other social media. Thanks, Louise, for sponsoring this. You are the man. All right. Who is QB1 entering 2024? This is probably the biggest question coming into the off season. It's been a question probably the last 2-3 years for sure, maybe 4 years. It feels like, are they going to extend Kirk? What are they going to do with Kirk? Are they going to trade Kirk? It's always a question, and now it's back to are we going to extend Kirk? So I think this is the first time that he does not have like a contract coming into the offseason. Like it was usually figured out like a 1-year extension or a 2-year extension. He was at least under contract. There was still talk that he might get traded, but this is the first time he's not under contract with the Vikings. So he'll be allowed to talk to other teams unless the Vikings do extend him before that point. But I think they want to see. I think that they're not going to do anything early because they want to see how that Achilles is. They're going to have all the medicals on him and everything like that. But it's going to be the main question for Minnesota. Again, coming into 2024. Ty Christian says, dark horse late pick flyer for QB Joe Milton from Tennessee. I was a fan of Milton, to be honest with you. Really good arm. I think he's going to be a decent pro, to be honest with you. He's probably not going to be a high draft pick, like Ty said. More of that late pick flyer, kind of like what they did with Jaren Hall. But I think Milton has more of an NFL arm. more of that NFL prototypical quarterback, size and everything like that. I am a fan, but probably not anything after the mid rounds at minimum. And maybe he could get his draft stock up higher as well. But are they going to look at quarterback in the first round is going to be probably the main question all the way up to the draft. Even if we do extend Kirk, there's always a possibility that KOC, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, they're going to be looking at a quarterback once again. So are they going to go up into the top 3? Are they going to try to get Drake May, Caleb Williams? Probably not Caleb Williams, but Drake May. Jaden Daniels probably going to be a top 5 pick in my opinion. I think his stock is only going to rise. But it kind of depends on what Chicago's going to do. Are they going to trade out of that again for just a massive haul? Keep running with Justin Fields, who has played pretty well. But I don't know if you can keep Fields and pass up a shot at Caleb Williams, to be honest with you. If they think Justin Fields is the man, just take Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 1 or trade back maybe the number 3 pick once. I'm trying to remember who exactly. I think it's the Patriots. Do the Patriots want to jump number 2 and get the number 1? And they still could get Marvin Harrison Jr. at the 3 spot. So the Bears have a lot of options that they'll be able to deal with. Ryan Poles has done a pretty good job with that. Just the ability to maneuver in the draft. But I think Minnesota has a chance if they want to move up into top 5. Jaden Daniels is a guy that they like. LSU guy, Justin Jefferson. I don't know if there's any connections there, but there's always a possibility. Do they look to jump into the top 5 and maybe take Daniels there at number 4, number 3, number 5? Or do they really, really, really like Drake May and think they can maybe nab him somehow? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they want to do there. Michael Penix Jr. has obviously got all the medical questions with the 2 torn ACLs, a shoulder issue. I think there's a collarbone injury in there as well. So the combine's really going to show the medicals on Penix just to see where he's kind of at with things. But it's going to be interesting to see who they like in the draft. Is it Penix? Is it May? Obviously, they probably like Caleb Williams. Obviously, they like Drake May. But do they want to go get Jaden Daniels if he falls to a certain point? Are they hoping Michael Penix falls to them? If J.J. McCarthy's maybe towards that back half of the first round a little bit more and they like J.J. McCarthy, do they trade out of 11 and still nab McCarthy? Maybe they like Bo Nix, but I think he's more towards the second round. I don't know if I'd take a first round flyer on him. The thing that does intrigue me, like the second round, that they have like a top 11 pick in the second round. Do you jump back into the first and grab one of those guys to get their 5th-year option? I think that's an interesting question to ask. So that's going to be interesting on that end to see how are they going to maneuver in the draft. But who is QB1 entering 2024? Is it Kirk? Is it a rookie? That's going to be very interesting. I know the it's been answered. Jaren Hall is not going to be it. Nick Mullins should be back, but they can get out of that contract if they need to. And then obviously Josh Dobbs is probably gone after this year. And it's going to be either Kirk or a rookie, in my opinion. I know there's been some talk about Zach Wilson. No, thank you. No, thank you. There's been talks on Baker Mayfield's team. Mayfield would be interesting, but I wouldn't do anything more than a one-year flyer on him again, just to see, or maybe a 2-year with the ability to get out in year 2. But I can just see the Vikings. This is the year that they make a stab at a quarterback in round 1. All right. My last burning question here is extend deal to Danielle Hunter. I think this is going to depend on the Kirk Cousins situation too. Like, what are they going to do with Kirk? If they extend Kirk, they're probably not going to have money to do anything on Danielle. If they extend Danielle, they're not going to do anything on Kirk. That's just the way it is. So, in my opinion, I love Danielle Hunter with a passion. But if he's looking at money upwards of $25 million, I can't do it. He's hitting 30 years old. There's so many holes in this defense, like in the secondary and the linebacking core, especially on the defensive line. If Danielle's gone, that's another issue. but we just have holes so many. Like if we can disperse that money more evenly across the defense, I think that's what we should do. Don't get me wrong, Daniil is an amazing player, amazing pass rusher off the edge, but there's too many issues on this defense that I think you can deploy that much money to one position. So in my opinion, we probably let Daniil Hunter walk and just have a little bit more cap space to play with. But if there's anything else that you guys are intrigued by or anything like that, any questions, hop on in and I can answer them for you. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Follow us and check us out over on Viked Out as well. Viked Out Minnesota on Twitter. We do giveaways over there. We do a lot of gear. We just have a crap ton of gear that we sell. Me and my buddy purchased the business probably about 6 weeks ago now. So any support over there would mean the world to us. But I think that's going to be it. 3 burning questions again. What are we going to do with Brian Flores? Is he going to come back? What are we going to do with Kirk Cousins? What's the injury look like? Are we going to go draft a QB1 in the draft? And then what do we do with Daniil Hunter? Is he going to get paid too much? A lot of burning questions heading into the offseason 2024. Again, Skol Vikings. God bless. Thanks for tuning in, guys.